up? My name is Dom. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I typically make bookish content, movie content, and anything else in between because I like to do whatever I want on this channel, and today is going to be movie content. On this chilly day here in Philadelphia, I will be reacting to 1941's How Green Was My Valley. Oscar season is upon us, so during this time, I am trying to react to as many Best Picture winners as I can because it is a personal goal of mine to try to watch all the Best Picture winners in history. Out of 90-something films, this will be my 32nd Best Picture winner. I don't want to list all the ones I've seen because I've seen so many, but I have seen the first 6 winners. I've seen West Side Story. I've seen the most recent, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and a lot of stuff in between. This movie has been on my radar for a while because the reviews are raving. I have not read the book, but I heard the book is pretty good as well. And the band Alt J, which is a great band, highly recommend, they sing it in a certain song. I can't remember what song it is off the top of my head, but it's one of their lyrics. All I know about this film is that it's about a Welsh mining family who are trying to make a better life for their son. And without further ado, let's jump right into the reaction. Maureen O'Hara, she was in that Christmas movie, Miracle on 34th Street.
I am packing my belongings in the shawl my mother used to wear when she went to the market. And I am going from my valley. This time I shall never return. Can I believe my friends all gone, when their voices are still a glory in my ears? No.
What a line.
The simple lessons he taught me are as sharp and clear in my mind as if I had heard them only yesterday.
What a beautiful introduction. Oh, I can already tell this is going to be beautiful. I teared up a bit. Okay, what a voice.
There was never any talk while we were eating. I never met anybody whose talk was better than good food. My mother was always on the run, always the last to start her dinner and the first to finish. For if my father was the head of our house, my mother was its heart.
Aww. This is so interesting to watch because, like, the only dialogue is the narration. Otherwise, we could see the actors talking, but we don't hear what they're saying. Or, of course, as I'm commenting that's when I hear it. We're 8 minutes into this movie, and that was the first line by the actors themselves.
I think I fell in love with Bronwyn then. Perhaps it is foolish to think a child could fall in love, but I am the child that was, and nobody knows how I felt. Except only me.
A child's first love is always so cute. And older movies, they got that feeling down pat. I feel like modern movies were never able to capture it the way these could. Oh, that scared me. Movies portray small towns like this, how they're all like family and have these cute little dances. No idea if that's how it is in real life, but it's cute. It makes you want to be a part of a community. Oh my god.
Here's a man won't get drunk, can't get drunk, shan't get drunk. Here's a man won't get drunk, Peter O.P. From me I heel to my toe, from my toe to my knee. I'll walk the line, jog the line. Oh, my drummer dimney, oh, my drummer dimney.
Vocals, okay. Oh, they're cute. Beginning August 3rd, the scale of wages will be reduced 1 shilling, 2 pence the shift for all. Wow.
They did not give you the real reason for this cut.
We've been expecting it for weeks, ever since the ironworks at Dowlis closed down.
What have the ironworks to do with us?
The men from Dowlis came to the colliery willing to work for any wage. So all our wages must come down.
And this is only the beginning. Watch now. They'll cut us again and still again. Until they have this. As empty as their promises.
That is because they have power and we have none.
How will we get power then? From the air?
No, from a union of all the men.
Union, is it?
Themes we can relate to today.
Do you think I'll let them make my father stand like a dog in the rain and not raise my hands to stop it?
You will not make me a plank for your politics. I will not be the excuse for any strike.
But if they learn they can do things like that to the spokesman, what will they try and do to the men?
We will see. Be silent now. Finish your supper.
But, Father...
Enough now!
I'm glad he has a bunch of children that love and respect him, though. I mean, like, granted, they're not following his rules right now, but they're sticking up for him.
Leave the table.
I will leave the house.
Will, tell your father you're sorry.
I'm not sorry.
I'm with you. We can find lodgings in the village.
Gwillem,
Oh, this poor mom.
We are not questioning your authority, sir. But if manners prevent our speaking the truth, we will be without manners.
And sometimes the first step is striking against your parents. Good for them.
Mammoth struck. 22 weeks the men were out as the strike moved into winter. It was strange to go out into the street and find the men there in the daytime. It had a feeling of fright in it. Any man who was not their friend became their enemy. They knew that my father had opposed the strike, and now it was they who opposed him.
there's a meeting of the men in the hills tonight, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
You will take me there.
Oh, no, Mama. It is no place for women.
There's a place for this woman there tonight. You're a lot of cowards to go against. He was nothing against you, and he never has. And you know it well. How some of you smug-faced hypocrites, can sit in the same chapel with him, I cannot tell. If harm comes to my Gwillem, I'll find out the men, and I will kill them with my 2 hands. This I will swear by God Almighty.
Oh, good for her. I mean, I also, like, I understand. Oh. Good for her. I also understand why these men are also mad at her husband, because, you know, disagreements. He was against doing a thing that would hopefully get them better wages and a safer job. But, like, I feel like by getting mad at your fellow man, that's what the big guys want. We even talk about that today with everything going on today. Like, everyone's fighting on social media, but that's what, like, the big, you know, billionaire CEOs want us to do. They want the poor people to fight each other, so we ignore the fact that they're basically stealing our wages. I don't know if this movie's gonna go into that, but that's what it reminds me of. Also, the composition of all these scenes is gorgeous.
They've heard us. They're coming.
Don't tell me she's gonna die of, like, pneumonia or something. But I do like how, you know, they were just fighting and now they're back to helping their fellow man. Why do I have tears in my eyes? Something about this movie is just gorgeous.
You want to walk again, don't you? Then you must have faith
And if you have, you will walk again, no matter what all the doctors say.
But he said nature must take a course.
Nature is the handmaiden of the Lord. I could almost wish that I were lying there in your place. If it meant reading this book again for the first time.
Treasure
I still have yet to read that.
And you're a fine family. You better be going in now. You'll catch your death.
Will you be coming to supper soon?
Yes.
Oh God, they're cute.
For the first months, my mother was still upstairs, and we could talk to each other with tappings.
Oh, that's cute. And I'm glad she survived. Oh, I'm glad she's not dead. I was so scared they were gonna go that route. Oh my God, I'm tearing up. Oh God. Holy shit. You know, so many reviews on Letterboxd said that they cried watching this too, and I could see why.
Come and eat everyone.
I love that. She went to being like so angry, understandably angry at them, to inviting them to her home. Oh my God.
Because you make yourselves out to be shepherds of the flock. And yet you allow your sheep to live in filth and poverty. And if they try and raise their voices against it, you calm them by telling them their suffering is the will of God.
Have your union. You need it. Alone you are weak. Together you're strong. Only with justice and the help of God.
Are you coming outside your position in life, Mr. Griffith? Your business
Girl,
is
shut up. I thought that was like within the son and the preacher guy. I thought that was actually handled very well. It's so interesting watching this, knowing like the unions we have today. I mean, granted, this isn't a different country than the one I live in, but still.
You are king in the chapel, but I will be queen in my own kitchen.
You will be queen wherever you walk.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
I should not have said it.
Why?
I'm watching this just in time for Valentine's Day too.
If the right is mine to give, you have it.
But not all of them. For there were too many now for the jobs open. And some learned that never again would there be work for them in their own valley.
No, one of them is a son.
We will have our share of the box. And go, if you please, sir.
Where will you go?
America.
Say nothing of this to your mother. Let this day be over first.
Never mind saying nothing.
Aww.
Those two gone. This is only the beginning. Then all of you will go. One after the other, all of you.
I will never leave you, Mama.
You, boy, if you should ever leave me, I'll be sorry I ever had babies.
Mr. Ivor Morgan is commanded to appear before Her Majesty. Mr. Ivor Morgan is commanded to appear before Her Majesty at Windsor Castle with chosen members of his choir on the 14th of May between the hours of 3 and 5. God save our gracious Queen, long live our Lord.
I did notice some of the score mimic this.
God
Oh, they're leaving already.
You can walk, you, if you try. Come, lad. You can walk. There's a good lad. Come on. See? Ha ha! There's a good old man.
Michael and Lewis, step forward. Your sins have found you out. And now you must pay the price of all women like you. You have brought a child into the world against the commandment. Prayer is wasted on your sort. You shall be cast out into the utter darkness till you have learned your lesson. Then prepare to suffer your punishment.
Stop it! Stop it! Leave her alone, you hypocrite! How could you stand there and watch them? Cruel old men groaning and nodding to hurt her more. That is not the word of God. Go thou and sin no more, Jesus said.
Never understood preachers like that.
What do you know about what could happen to a poor girl when she loves a man so much that even to lose sight of him for a moment is torture?
Oh, yes, that my son, Yeston, may have permission, with your daughter's permission, to call upon her. There we are.
Mr. Morgan? Sit down.
I've come to ask your permission to speak to your daughter, Angharad.
God, he looks like he has a stick up his ass. I want her to marry this guy. I don't want her to marry Mr. Stick Up the Ass.
You could do no better.
I don't want him. I want you.
Angharad, when I took up this work, I knew what it meant. It meant sacrifice and devotion. It meant making it my whole life to the exclusion of everything else. That I was perfectly willing to do. Do you think I will have you going threadbare all your life, depending on the charity of others for your good meals, our children growing up in cast-off clothing, and ourselves thanking God for parenthood in a house full of bits? No. I can bear with such a life for the sake of my work. But I think I'd start to kill. I am no saint, but I have a duty towards you. Let me do it.
Grumble, grumble. Girl, I feel that.
Is there to be no singing for my daughter's wedding, Dibundo?
No, because they all disagree. God, I feel so bad.
Who would pour water in a bathtub full of holes? Who would think of it? Only a madman.
It is to see if the boy can calculate, girl. Figures, nothing else. How many gallons and...
It's like with today's math books. How many watermelons does Jason have?
The first of my family to have the privilege of attending a national school.
Good for him. Oh, God. I'm sure everyone staring at you won't help those nerves.
So you're the new boy.
Yes, sir.
You're late.
Yes, sir.
What a dirty little sweep it is.
Boy!
A little genius from the coal pits. And they expect me to make a scholar of it. All right, come in.
I'm gonna take that stick and whack that man.
Your boots are muddy.
They were clean when I left home.
You'll address me as sir, or I'll put a stick about your back.
Ooh.
Let's sit down here.
He's late, everyone stares at him, everyone laughs. What an embarrassing first day. This poor kid. Girl, or boy, whatever you are, shut up. His face though.
Pretty too.
Ah!
Hey, you broke my pencil box!
Like, kids like this assumedly rich kid, I don't understand what they gain by doing that to people.
Fight again. And when you come home, not another look will you get from me. Not another word. Break your old nose then. Break your mother's heart every time you go out of the house.
A boy must fight, Beth.
Fight. Fight, is it?
I mean, he can at least defend himself, whatever that means. You know, violence is not the answer, except when it is. Amazing.
Mr. Phillips, make her back, please.
I refuse, sir.
Make her back, Mr. Phillips.
I refuse, sir.
Mr. Wells, make her back.
Put this in between your teeth.
Bite it hard.
Well,
These denominations are used in measuring distances and... Yes?
Good morning, Mr.
Jonas.
Mr. Jonas. We have come to the... How would you go about taking the measurement of a stick, Mr. Jonas?
By its length, of course.
And how would you measure a man who would use a stick on a boy, 1/3 the size? Tell us. And happy I am to pass on my knowledge to you.
oh! Girl, don't snitch.
All right.
Oh, I thought she was gonna run out to snitch.
Now, look, to make a good boxer, you must have a good right hand, you see? Now, you see, that hand will finish your man. But this, never use. It's against the rules. Break a man's nose. Now, the...
Oh my god, did you kill him?
I'm afraid you will never make a boxer. No aptitude for it.
Did you kill him? And I'm smiling. Obviously knocked out, but come on.
Evil fell under a trap. Lower left.
We have our first grandson, Gwyll.
Give one and take the other.
Tell that to that girl up there. She will have an answer for you.
Hist now, Beth, do not kindle the wrath.
To hell with the wrath. And I'm saying the plain to be heard.
Poor mom though, like she was right. Once those 2 kids left, all her other kids are gonna leave. Just in different ways.
Now, Hugh, what will it be?
I will go down the colliery with you, sir.
Have sense, boy. The colliery is no place for you. Why not try for a respectable job?
Respectable? Are you and his brothers a lot of old jailbirds then?
Oh, leave it now, Beth.
Like, I know what he means, but someone's gotta do the job. It's honest work.
All right. Decide for yourself.
I respect that.
Blame yourself if you are wrong.
Braun, would you have me to live in this house? And have my wages?
Your home is with your mother.
He's so young.
Yes or no, Braun?
Yes.
Good. Good.
He's so cute. The children yearn for the mines.
£2.10. Discharge, Morgan. Move along.
Will you read us a chapter, Father?
Yes, my son. The The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul.
Then Angharad came back from Cape Town without her husband. She did not come to us, but stayed at the big Ivan's house, her house.
Wow. I was just thinking, because you know how the mom said earlier in the movie, like once, you know, one kid leaves, they're all gonna leave. And I was just thinking about how all the kids that left, we never saw them again, including this one, and now we're able to see her. Because I was thinking they were gonna go for, you know, once her kids leave, like they're officially gone. But I see that's not what they're doing, at least with one of the kids.
Why, Hugh. Tell me all the news. How are all the boys and girls we used to know? How is he, Hugh?
Not as he was.
Is he ill?
Inside. In his eyes. And in his voice. Like you.
I will pour.
Yes, Mrs. Evans. A new mistress is like new sheets. Yes. A little bit stiff. But washing's to come. Divorce. Saying nothing I am, but that is what is in her mind. She is here without her husband, is it? And why? It is because she is in love with this preacher. Preacher, I said. Mr. Griffith Nicholas.
We will not say a word, Mrs. Nicholas.
Oh, no.
Girl, they're gonna gossip so bad. I know I was commenting about like the community of...
So now a blackness spread over the minds of its people.
Yeah.
For the first time in my memory, our front door was shut tight in the daytime.
Like blackness as in coal dust, but also just toxicity. But as I was saying, I know at the beginning of the movie I was talking about like, oh, community's nice, but also with community comes avid gossipers, and that has to suck.
You will not go to chapel?
No, and if they do this thing, I will never set foot in the chapel again as long as I live.
I will have the sheets warm on your bed.
Would Angharad have to be at the meeting?
No, none of us will be there. Disgrace will not stay away.
I will go, Mother.
What a little man.
This is the last time I will talk in this chapel. I am leaving the valley with regret. Those of you who have only proved that I have wasted my time among you, I have only this to say. There is not one among you who has had the courage to come to me and accuse me of wrongdoing. The idle tongues, the poverty of mind, which you have shown, mean that I have failed to reach most of you with the lesson I was given to teach. Only a few of you understood. The rest of you put on black and sat in chapel. Why do you come here? Why do you dress your hypocrisy in black and parade?
I actually love this. I've never seen a preacher call out their congregation for being hypocrites.
Fear has brought you here. Horrible, superstitious fear. Fear of divine retribution.
Catholic guilt. I mean, not just Catholic guilt, because I don't think they're Catholic. Protestant guilt, Christian guilt in general.
But no, if you do this in the name of God and in the house of God, you blaspheme against him and his word.
Whew.
If I were to see her again, I couldn't find the strength to leave her.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god, this poor woman has lost so much. Oh, I'm crying. My Wi-Fi almost went out, of all times. Man, the mom just looks so defeated. You can't help but tear up and feel bad. Oh my god. Oh, and he's moving. Okay. I was like, this family has been through way too much already.
Where's a good old man you are?
No way.
Men like my father cannot die. They are with me still, real in memory as they were in flesh, loving and beloved forever. How green was my valley then.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was beautiful. I went into this thinking, not knowing I was gonna cry. Holy shit. Oh my god. I'll be right back. So that was How Green Was My Valley. What an emotional roller coaster. I'm kind of still tearing up, so hopefully I can get through this review without crying again. Hi, can you get down? Can you get down? Good boy. Sit. Good boy. First of all, what a beautiful story. It's a beautiful coming of age story, watching Hugh go from this, you know, very young child who needed to be provided care to what was considered a young man back then. He was fighting his own battles, quite literally. He was providing for his brother's wife. He was the one to jump in the cart to go help his father. And it's respectable. And also the actor, what a great child actor. And I love the family bonds. I thought this family had a great family dynamic and they cared for one another. And I liked how the sons handled the strike with their father, where like, yes, they were going against their father's rules, which, you know, take as you will, but they were doing it out of respect for him. Like, obviously they wanted better working conditions and better pay for themselves, but they kept bringing up their father, like, you are so well respected and old, like, you shouldn't have to be going through with this. So in order to show their love for their father, they kind of had to go against with what their father wanted. And like I said earlier in the video, sometimes your first ever strike in your life is going to be striking against what your parents want. I really liked the mom, how she was standing up for her husband, she would stand up for her son. And just the end there where she just looked so, she looked so defeated, and you could really see how much she truly loved her husband. I like the themes of this movie. Like, on the surface, yeah, it was about a family who wanted better for their son. But when it gets down to it, the beginning about like the coal mining strike, it was definitely about how the lower class is trying to persevere. They were saying some things that still ring true today, and I know there's a lot of, you know, turmoil with people and their bosses today. So I feel like that aspect of the movie aged very well, because I'm constantly seeing online and on social media, like, fight for workers' rights, fight for the pay you deserve, and like, you know, I've been there, I've done that. I literally left the job to get higher pay. And it's so interesting because I'm actually reading another book right now. I'm reading Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi, and there's a chapter where a character is a coal miner and him and a bunch of people strike for better benefits. So I like when what I'm reading kind of coincides with what I'm watching. But another thematic element I caught it exploring was the Christian church as a whole. Because I remember thinking in the beginning with the one woman, I think it was that she, you know, loved a man and had a baby out of wedlock. I think that's what was happening there. I'm gonna have to rewatch that scene. But the deacon was like freaking out, and he's like, you know, you don't deserve our prayer. And I just thought that was so bizarre, because part of Christianity is loving thy neighbor and offering prayer, like praying for them to get better, whatever that means. So in this specific instance, if you're a Christian, you should be praying for her and this child, like not really kicking them out so they have no help. And I commented watching that scene, I'm like, I hate preachers like that. Preachers and priests, I hate people that are like that. And then later in the movie, Mr. Griffith, I think his name was, called out his whole congregation, like, you guys are a bunch of hypocrites. And like, I've never seen anything like explicitly do that, like call out the hypocrisy of many congregates in a church. I mean, because how many people do you know that are some of like the worst people you've ever met, but they go to church every Sunday? And I actually like the fact that the preacher brought up fear. Like, the only reason you guys are here is fear. Because I've heard, like, so, as someone who grew up in, you know, a Christian church, I've heard so many people say, or like I've watched so many people like do things such as go to church or whatever commandment, simply because they're scared. They're doing it just in case, not because like they genuinely believe what's being told to them. You know what I'm trying to say? So that scene was just wild to me. I've never seen that in media, and it just brought something new to the table. And I like the whole concept of color in this movie, like how green was my valley, and they brought that up multiple times, and how the green valley was slowly turning black, and I like that they meant that both literally and figuratively. It's literally a green valley, but it's literally turning black because of the coal dust. But figuratively speaking, it's turning black just because of all the toxicity that's happening around them, or the suffering that's happening around them. And the compositions were absolutely gorgeous. These are some gorgeous, gorgeous sets. Can you imagine this movie in color? I mean, it was gorgeous looking at in black and white, but like I've been to Wales, I've seen how green it can get, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So I know if this movie was in color, we'd be seeing some of the most beautiful hues of green like the human eye has ever set sight on. And I think that's all I have to say regarding what I watched. I truly wasn't expecting to cry as much as I did. What a beautiful story, and I'm glad I watched this. This is definitely one of my favorite Best Picture winners. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the drill. And without further ado, I'm gonna peace out, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao tutti.